So the mobile processors today just use special operations so that the processor doesn't consume as much energy. So they do it different ways today. It's incredibly complicated how they do things today. So in 1981, we had the first PC by IBM, the MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System, which was actually purchased by a guy that did all of the work in a garage from Bill Gates, and he sold that to IBM, and that was the first real sale that he had from Microsoft, and that was the disk operating system. So I forget which year they bought it in, but it was right around that time. It might be the same line item here they're describing. And he didn't even write the first one, so he came along with Windows afterwards. So he realized that all of the money was going to be in the software controlling the chips at that time, so that was a genius that he had. He possessed that. So that's what he understood. And also, there were a lot of other people trying to beat him to the punch at the same time, but they realized in Silicon Valley that the software was where the money was going to be. So the disk operating system was built in some guy's garage and sold to IBM by Bill Gates. That was the first big money sale that he had. In 1986, the first 32-bit computer was the 8386. Before this, they had the 286, and then we had the VIC-20, the Commodore VIC-20, and the Commodore, I think it was a Commodore VIC-20, and then they came out with the Commodore 64. So those were incredible computers. The first games were a lot of fun. Lode Runner was like one of the first games. But anyway, okay, so back to the test questions. First 32-bit computer in 1986 was the 8386. Then in 92, we had the first Pentium, which was an i586, Intel 586. That's what the I stands for. And then in 1999, we had processor speeds exceeding 1 gigahertz. So that started in 99. So the role of a computer service professional. What is your role in this industry you are embarking on? So you're going to be a technician. You're going to troubleshoot hardware and software problems. So that means you need to understand the hardware and you need to understand the software and how they communicate so that you can troubleshoot. You can kind of get an idea, is it in the operating system or is it in the hardware? Is the hardware bad? Do we need to swap a board? Or is the software bad? Do we just need to reinstall the operating system? Or some driver? So you're going to be a scholar. You're going to have to continuously update skills and broaden knowledge. I always somewhat joke with people and tell them just go be a doctor because it's a lot less schooling and things don't change as fast. And that's true. And you're going to spend just as much time studying if you're going to be successful. You're going to be a diplomat. You're going to cultivate good customer service skills, and you're going to be dealing with people that are incredibly upset with you. They may have just lost a whole bunch of data. They might be sweating and panicking, all kinds of different situations. So let's just review this chapter. The abacus was the first computing device. Charles Babbage conceived the first mechanical computer. The first electrical computer computed results of the 1990 United States Census. The Atanasoff Berry computer in 1939, that's the ABC, was the very first digital computer. So don't forget that one. We've seen that twice. It's definitely a test question. Today's computer service professional must be a technician, a scholar, and a diplomat. So it takes quite a bit of personality to do this stuff and tenacity to keep studying and working problems.